I'm recognizing Mary Hayes and Brent Cummins. In 2009, Mary Hayes and I started co-chairing the Environmental Literacy Plan committee together. And this committee began with a review of example state plans and the North American Association for Environmental Education Guidelines. And many of you have been involved in that process. It was a very exciting and very labor-intensive process. And since that time, we've also drafted and completed guidelines for students in grades K through 12, which outline the environmental literacy benchmarks and experiences students should have by grades 4, 8, and 12. And we completed this process by sending this information out, these guidelines out for public comment last year, and we discussed it during our 2012 conference. And last night you got to hear a little bit about the environmental literacy plan and the next steps with our new co-chairs, Paul Story and John Brady. So very excited to have new energy and new stakeholders taking over to further this. And we did have a conference last year for the Environmental Literacy Plan, and this was organized to bring greater awareness about the ELP as an important initiative of our organization and set the stage for next steps and direction, which is now where we are. Mary was very instrumental in organizing the committees, crafting and editing the literacy benchmarks, developing feedback tools through surveys and the Youth Photo Voice Project in collaboration with Andy Noggle and Brent Cummins, working with Jameson Camp Youth, and also communicating the plan's purpose and feedback results to stakeholders, including for the 2012 conference that many of you did attend. She has completed that process through editing, and we have a wonderful set of guidelines that we can now further our environmental literacy plan. So she's recently cycled off with her new adventure and her new position and other family responsibilities, and I really wanted to recognize her essential role in the development of the environmental literacy plan process. And so just a little bit about Mary as well. Many of you know her. She's a very special and engaging person. She's currently now the Senior Environmental Planner for Empower Results, and she has over 20 years of experience in education outreach and program planning. Her work in universities, middle schools, and local and state agencies, both domestically and in Asia, has made her adept at communicating and working with diverse audiences. In her work as an environmental educator, she's been able to practice her passion of connecting citizens to their natural resources in ways that inspire and motivate them to become stewards. She accomplishes this through skillful program design and an ability to distill complicated natural resource topics to understandable terms. Outside of work, she and her family spend time together gardening, reading, trying new recipes, and hiking and camping. And in addition to her service on the Environmental Literacy Plan Working Group, she also serves on the Amos W. Butler Audubon Society. So please help me recognize